So this is Darcy's Corner. It's December 5th, 2022. Still in Alberta. We still got pandemic going on in the world and all sorts of health crises and things. You know, the world's in turmoil. I just got home from a Pride event that I was invited to, and a bunch of us just all got together at Boston Pizza, and we sat around and we had a few drinks and we had some food, and mostly we just chatted about whatever we want to talk about. And it was a wonderful event. It was a relatively small group. There was less than 10 of us there. And we just, you know, talked about movies and history and what we got going on in the world and what we do for occupations. And we made jokes about teachers and songs and different social media entertainment. And it was a wonderful evening. Now, as you can tell from my current photographic image, I forgot to shave, and I was kind of annoyed about that because I don't like to go out in public to things like that when I'm not looking at least as close to my best as I can. But I kind of forgot about the thing, and I went to my local spot that I normally go to anyway. And then one of the people there reminded me about it. Plus, I was going to be their ride, their ride home. Like, oh yeah, right, I forgot about that. I said, sure, we can go to that. That'd be great. But I'm glad they reminded me. I'm glad I went, even though I'm not quite looking my best. And I don't even necessarily like doing Darcy's Corners when I got the 5 o'clock shadow going. I didn't want to take 10 minutes to go and pretty up just to record this. I'm going to go to bed soon, so there's no point in making myself pretty so that I can go sleep. I have a new table stand, by the way. I had one that was made out of wood before, and my dog thinks she's a beaver. And so when she finds something that's wood that she likes to chew on, she just chews and chews and chews. So eventually, she chews right through it. And she chewed the leg off that stand. I was so very annoyed the other day. So I immediately went to Walmart. I bought one with metal legs. So she might still chew them. I just don't think she can chew through them. We'll find out. Anyway, not that important. What is important is that I'm watching these American YouTube channels, and I'm seeing all these pride events, drag shows or whatever, events that are really intended to be family friendly, be ruined by these Nazis that show up with guns and hateful signs and calling people part of the pride community all sorts of horrible, terrible slurs. And it's disgusting. And they're implying that children aren't allowed to be part of the pride community. But the thing is, children have always been part of the pride community. I was always trans. I was always, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Pansexual. And I was never had any representation in front of me that I could see that showed that. So I couldn't say to my family, that's me, or I am that, because it was never allowed to be around me as a child. And I lost oh so many years trying to be the straight person that I never was. And now you have these American Nazis ruining childhoods of millions of children. You know what? The community, it wasn't that long ago where Islamophobia was a huge issue in America and in Canada and around the world. And it still is an issue. It's just, it seems to have faded to the background so that it's not as front and center as it used to be. People aren't throwing pigs' heads and other disgusting things at mosques and accusing every Muslim person of being a terrorist. I know it still happens way more than it should. It's just not happening as much as it was. You know what? One of the things that the other communities did to help solve that, they would show up to those mosques and those places, people who were non-Muslims, and they would stand outside and they would hold hands, and they would allow the Muslim worshippers to go and worship at their mosques and live their lives, and they would stand in front of the hate. And we need that now in our society for people in the pride communities around the world. And it doesn't matter if you were in Massachusetts or Alberta or United Kingdom or Australia or New Zealand. If you live in a free society and you have the option to be publicly part of the pride community, you should be able to do so without being attacked by hate. Everybody should have that choice. Everybody should have the option, like I had tonight, to show up at a public venue and behave yourselves and, like, just have a good time in public. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody should have that freedom. Everybody should have that choice. Nobody should have to worry that somebody's going to show up and accuse them of doing horrible things to children or possibly even harm them because they feel it's their job. The days of the Westboro Baptist Church protesting things, that stuff should be over now. We should not be tolerating that level of hate in our society anywhere in the world, but especially in societies that are supposed to be free, like ours, that we have here in Canada, and that in theory they have in the United States. There's so much hate there that is dominating everything. Why are we allowing this as a society? There should be limits to free speech in terms of demonizing and hating people because they exist. That is something that we as a society need to stand up and go, you know what? That's wrong. People should have the right to live their lives, even as children, in the pride community. Because I got news for you. There are gay, trans, non-binary children. They exist. They may even be in your home and you don't even know it because they don't know how to express it. And even if they're not in your home, the children in your home should not be hating other people, trans, non-binary, whatever, gay, whatever their experiences are. There's no shame. We as a society need to take away any shame that's associated with being yourself. And it shouldn't matter if you are part of the rainbow community or not. Inclusivity is something that we need to foster in all our communities. Anyway, that's my message for tonight. So had a very good experience. I hope to have very many more, and I'm very grateful for that experience. And I want other people to have the same level of happiness and acceptance that I feel right now. Everybody deserves that in their lives. So, Darci's Corner. Peace.